welcome back for another video. I had posted a photo of this the other day on Instagram, and some people wanted to take a little bit of a closer look at it. I've had it for a while, and you know when you get something you're like, oh yeah, I'll know what I'll want to do with that when a little bit later. Well, I set it aside and totally forgot I even had it. So it is a carry-in pocket, and it has a number F7526, and it's by the Heat Lab. That's, you know, the same company that makes like all of those pencil cases that I have. I'll see if I can remember to link a video where I show all of my pencil cases except for this one. But what this is it's kind of like a document holder. If you look at the size, these are the two main notebooks that I'm in. This is my planner, and this is my journal. This is the Moterm Gilio dupe, and this is the Foxy Fix that I got from a mystery sale. I have been in this thing since I got it for all of my personal planning, and I actually don't think I'm going to move out of it. If you look at the top, or actually here, I can open real quick. I'm loving this thing. It's just like a Gilio, except it's a heck of a lot cheaper. I think it was like $35 on Amazon, and they come in different colors. Thanks to the wonderful Olga, I have a blue and orange one, blue on the outside, orange on the inside, that I use to keep track of all of our personal finance and home planning stuff. Sorry, the table's a little squeaky. But I have a lot in here. I have a zipper pouch. I have a monthly calendar. And I've got stuff in the pockets of the zipper pouch. I have a week on a page with grid. Here we are, this down here. Then I have a Midori craft folder with another week on a page and a grid so I can keep track of students. I have a Midori folder and a writing board in here as well. I have a grid notebook, which actually has this stuff, which we're here for this video. And then in the back folder, I have a, in the back secretarial pocket, I have a dot grid that I will be using for my Hebrew classes. I'll be learning Hebrew this fall. So there's that, but here's a quick little look inside. So it has the elastic out of the back, and it just pops around. But it has a slot here. This slot here is like for business cards. There's a secretarial pocket on this side that I just got little pieces of paper in there. Here's a folder that I've got stuff, a bunch of scrap paper. And then this one, look at that, it folds out to hold A4 size paper or letter paper will fit. And I've just got it stuffed with a lot of scrap paper for journaling. And then the last thing that it has is it has one of these little pockets, and I just have a bunch of these different stickers. Like, these are my favorite ones right now, the ones with the mushrooms, because it's fall and they're actually out right about now. Let me see if I can get that back together. There you go. And so that's really all it is. And I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably use those adhesive stickers, like the ones from the Target dollar spot, if you wanted some extra stuff. But I mean, it fits quite a bit. One thing I was thinking about the other day is, actually it was funny. I was talking with the husband, and I said, I think one reason why I like the standard Midori size is when you take the insert and open it up. Let me get one that isn't decorated. I've been kind of busy. When you take one that isn't decorated, the basic dimensions of a traveler's notebook are 11 by 21. So if it's 11 wide, when you open it up, it should be 22. So I think the reason why I like the traveler's notebook is when you have it open, it's almost a square. And I kind of like that dimension. But I think another reason why I like it is it's like the size of like an airplane ticket. Hence, I think one of the reasons why it was designed like this. And with that in mind, I think that's why this was designed. This was to hold like any IDs you might have. You could slip your passport under here. You can, put your plane ticket, itinerary, or any important documents that you need in here. And then something that you'd want to make sure doesn't, get loose. You can put in this pocket. So I think that's the real intent for something like this. This carrying pocket is for travel, but I use it for travel, but it's only really like when I'm going to the coffee shop to do some journaling. So that's that. And I'm actually, now that I had rediscovered where I had it, it's amazing what happens when you go through your stuff, what you'll find. But I was at Starbucks and I was doing a little bit of journaling. I have no idea if on the screen. Yeah, that's pretty good. I was doing some journaling and laying down some stickers and a little tea tab and just, kind of preparing a few pages ahead. Well, actually more than a few, like 2, 4, 6, 8. I guess I'd done 10 pages because I did these and also filled them out. Just, having some fun with my journaling. The reason we're here is for a Q&A. Some people had asked some questions, and let's see kind of how many we get through. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here that I took notes on, and since it has to do with YouTube, it's in that pretty turquoisey aqua colored pen. But like the first question I got was my YouTube, not my YouTube, but my Instagram handle. What does that mean? So if you want to find me on Instagram, if I could spell it. Okay, so that is my Instagram handle, JRTRAVERSO. And I don't think I've ever really explained what this means. So of course the J stands for John, the R stands for Rush, and then the word traverso in Italian means flute. So all J.R. Traverso stands for is John Rush Flute. And I just didn't want to do flute. I did have a web page for quite a while, and I wasn't happy with it, and it seemed like I wasn't getting any traffic there, and I wasn't promoting it, and I wasn't sure what to do with it, and things were changing, and so I just ended up canceling it. But my webpage was johnrushflute.com. But yeah, so I've let that go, and actually I'm actually kind of glad because, it so much coding and stuff that I had to learn in order to maintain the page. Because when I had first started it, it was like a Yahoo GeoCities webpage. You can remember that. And then it became like a Google Pages page because Yahoo GeoCities went away. And then probably around 2004, I got my first personal Mac computer, and so I created johnrushflute.com, and it was all through Mac. It was like they used to have a service called iWeb that was actually really good, but I'm not sure what happened with all of that, and so then I ended up having to go to GoDaddy and doing all of that crazy stuff, and I just got fed up with it, and it's gone. So that's what J.R. Traverso means, John Rush Flute. The next thing that I got asked that, is a pretty common question. What is my favorite size traveler's notebook? Well, everyone knows I love the smaller sizes. This is my Gilio Dupe Passport. Let me make sure nothing's showing. And I have been in this since I got it, just the same way I have been in this one right here. I'm loving the passport size. So that's my first size traveler's notebook I ever got was an original Midori brown that I've altered, which you've seen. So I love this size. My other favorite size I love is the standard size. And then I guess I'd have to say my third favorite TN size would be the personal size. My first personal I got was my Chic Sparrow. It probably would be good to show these, but you've all seen them. So I guess passport, standard or narrow, and personal. So those are my favorite TN sizes. I have tried micro, I've tried nano, I've tried pocket or field notes, I've tried A6, I've tried B6, B6 slim, A5 wide, you name it. I even had a huge one. I had a couple from Foxy Fix. They were the, they were called folio size, and they held like a standard folder. They were huge, and they were actually great. I used them for a while to keep track of my teaching, but they were just a little too big and a little too heavy, and they found their ways to forever homes, I think. So I've tried every size, but these are the sizes I come back to. After I've time that I've been spent trying a bunch of different sizes, for some reason I go back to personal, and I stay in personal size for a few months, and then bam, I'm back in standard and passport. So that's why I say these three are my favorite sizes. And actually, when I say personal size, I mean like the original Chic Sparrow personal size, which is slightly different than most personal sizes nowadays. Most personal sizes that you find nowadays, I think, are closer to a B6 Slim, but that's just me. Rings size. So if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I have tried rings over the years, and even this year I went back into rings. I'd have to say my favorite ring sizes would be pocket and personal, and I tend to use the pocket kind of like a passport size wallet, and then the personal tends to be one that like stays at home and I keep track of stuff there. So there's that. What was that? Question 3, I guess. Oh, and then someone said, do I like discs? Or have I used discs? I'm not a fan of discs. The husband had a Happy Planner, and even he grew, tired of it. And not because it wasn't a good planner, but, I just would be fearful of the paper coming out or getting ripped, or, putting it in a backpack and something happening to it. So rings, pocket personal, discs, they're a no-go for me. Oh, someone wanted to know about the Hobonichi. Am I going to do a Hobonichi? And the answer to that is no. I actually have it here really close. I did get a Hobonichi a long time ago. This was my cover from 2015. I still have it to this day. It was the black with the acid green on the inside, and I think is this a Hobonichi? Yeah, it's a Hobonichi writing board. I got the standard, A5, everything was in Japanese. Tried it. I think if I wasn't in the Traveler's Notebook and it was the only planner I had, I think I would have loved it, because I like the setup. I like the paper. I'm not sure I like carrying all of that around the whole year. So I could possibly see trying the cousin, where you have half of the year in like January through June in one volume and July through December. But for me, no. I like Tomoe River paper. It's not that. I like the grid that they have. I do read a little bit of Japanese, so all of the stuff at the bottom wasn't totally wasted on me. But if there were words that had lots of kanji or, you know, complex kanji over, you know, over character number like 30, I would have, you know, it was at a loss, and so it was just, you know, wasted space for me. So Hobonichi for me, no. I've tried the weeks, and I've even tried the A6, the weekly insert. Like I've gotten that thing since 2000. I think, was it 15 or 16 when I got the first one? I got this in 2015. The A6 I got in 2016, and then I got the weekly insert to go along with it. And I even got it this year, and I did not use it. So, no A5 for me, no A6. The first year I got a week's was in 2016. I used it this summer for a few videos to show people ways of, if they had one and they didn't use it, how you can alter it. But it's not a size for me. I love that calendar because that's like the Midori calendar, a week on a page with grid. Love the calendar. Don't have a problem with that. For me, I just don't like the size of it. So Hobonichi, A5, A6 weeks, forget it. Not for me. Jibun Techo. Someone asked me about the Jibun Techo, and I've never had one. I've bought lots of Kokuyo paper to print my own inserts, and even some Pikidori design inserts. But I've actually never owned a Jibun Techo. I know some of them use that Kokuyo paper that I use, and some use Tomoe River paper, and there's a whole variety of papers that they use. But I've never had one, and I don't plan on having one. I'm not a big fan of the, what is that, vertical calendar. I prefer the horizontal calendar where you have the week on one page with grid on the next. Someone had asked Pikidori Designs, where did the name come from? And I think I have a business card in here of all places. Yes, I do. There's one of our cards. So if you've seen any of my earlier videos, or actually any of my recent videos, my husband and I, we have a cute, adorable little Pekingese puppy. Actually, I've got a couple of photos of him in my journal. Like one here at the very front. This is his Halloween photo. We dressed him up as Harry Potter. See the glasses? Except we call him Harry Pupper when it's Halloween time. That is our little puppy, Seamus Declan. And we got him, and then I started making my own inserts. I think I might have another photo. This was the very first, let me make sure there's no glare. This was the very first time I ever held him. He was maybe three weeks old, maybe. That was the very first time I held the little baby. And so we decided to name him after, or name the store after the breed he is. Piki for short for Pekingese, Dory like Midori, Fodori, and then designs because I was designing calendars and some stickers and a bunch of other things like that. So that's where that name comes from, Pikidori Designs. I'll put that in there. Oh, someone asked, what do I do? What is my job besides doing these videos on YouTube? And this stuff on YouTube really is, it's a hobby. It's, you know, you don't make planner videos and make tons and tons of money unless you're like Amanda Rach Lee or something like that. But I'm a classically trained flutist, and I do say flutist. I know some people say, well, don't you say flautist? No, I say flutist because it's called the flute in America. The reason they say flautist in other countries is it's the flauto traverso, hence traverso. And then they might say flautist then. That tends to be really only in the United Kingdom where you hear flautist a lot, but it's flutist. I play with a few organizations here. I'm the principal flutist with the Tulsa Symphony Orchestra. I play for Tulsa Ballet. I play with the Tulsa Chorale. I guess I'll just write these. It used to be the Tulsa Oratorio Chorus, but now they changed their names to the Tulsa Chorale. I used to play with the Tulsa Opera, but my schedule's a little bit busy because I teach at the University of Tulsa. I teach at Tulsa Community College, and I used to be the flute professor at Oral Roberts University. A few years ago, I was actually fired because I am gay. So I no longer teach there, and I do not step foot on their property because I don't want to give them any of my energy, any of my attention due to the fact of how I was treated by the not the faculty, well, yeah, a couple of the faculty, staff, and especially the people that run the university. I guess you could call them management or whatever. So yes, there's that place. And then I have, a private studio, and I do give master classes, to lots of different places across the country. I've also given master classes in recitals in Canada and Mexico. Yeah, so like my main job is I'm a classical musician, a flutist, and a university professor. So there's that. And that's something I've been doing. I've been performing in orchestra since I was 17. So it's been over 30 years. Let's just put it that way. And then I've been teaching, actually. My first actual real job at a school was in Michigan when I was, 21. I had private students before that, but I got my first job in a school teaching flute when I was 21. It was at the Rochester Conservatory in Michigan. That was a long time ago. So I've been doing that. I've been doing actually both of those longer than most people have their job before they retire. Yeah. Okay, so someone asked my favorite paper. That's, an interesting thing. I've got lots that I like. These are Midori. This one actually says Midori at the bottom down there, Midori. I think this one says Travelers Company. Yeah, Travelers Company. So I do love the Midori paper. I do love Tomoe River paper because of, the wonderful crinkle it gets when it's written on a lot or gets wet from the watercolor. And Midori paper gets that wonderful crinkle too. Like, hear that wonderful noise? It's like an ASMR video now. I also like the Kokuyo paper. And I'm also quite partial to the Strathmore paper. The Strathmore writing paper that we used in our Pikidori design inserts, that is 25% cotton, is wonderful paper. It's great with fountain pens. I'm going to take a little sip of my tea. We're in the middle of a ballet run. We're doing Adam's Giselle. And we're in the pit, and it's, tight quarters. So I just want to make sure I don't get sick because some people were sick during the production of Carmen. And so I'm drinking my throat coat, making sure my throat stays, nice and moist and lubricated and working well. Okay, so favorite YouTube channels. That was the next one. What are some of my favorite YouTube channels? One of the very first YouTube channels I came across here on YouTube was, everyone I'm sure knows the wonderful Carrie Harling. I came across her when she had just transferred from the Filofax she was using into a Midori Traveler's Notebook, and I've been hooked ever since. Also, Romany from Romany's Realm, another one of my favorite. I still watch her. I watched her on, I guess it was Thursday or Friday. She was using some Arteza gouache and pencils and pens, and it was really fun seeing what she used. Mitts here also, My Life Mitts, I think that's what her channel is called, My Life Mitts. She's wonderful here. I'm also loving at the moment Helen. I think hers is called Journal with Purpose. She does a lot of bullet journaling and, journal with me's, and she's recently released some products and stamps and stuff, and I love watching hers. Love listening to her wonderful British accent. Let's see. I know I'm forgetting a lot. Art-wise, I love Mindy Lacefield. Thought I'd write them down so you could see them, but I'll also see if I can link everybody down. Mindy Lacefield, Allie Brown. Everybody I think knows Allie Brown. Let's see, since these are kind of artists, James Luke Burke, Bree. Hers channel is Documented Journey. And I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I feel so bad. I think her first name is Ayrit. I want to say like Landgraf. Oh, I'm totally butchering her name, but she does lots of stuff with watercolors. And she just did a video a few days ago where she was doing some of the most popular watercolor tutorials on YouTube. And they were just, it was really interesting to see her do those. I love Robin at Art Journal Girl. But as of a week or two ago, all of her YouTube videos are gone, and all of her Instagram is gone, and I was really sad to see that, because I would go back to her some of her watercolor videos just to see what she's doing and which colors she was blending, and I'm really sad to see that. I think she had done that before, like years ago, like 2015. She had a YouTube channel, and her name was like Robin Lott, maybe? I can't remember, but Art Journal Girl was one of my favorites, but she's no longer there. Oh, Burgess Taylor. She does a lot of stuff with, she does do some art, but she does do like planning, bullet journaling. She's a writer as well, so she has a lot of stuff that she's doing with writing. Oh, Sylvia. And I'm totally spelling her name wrong. I think it's Write My Life, Write Your... See, I can never remember because I'm subscribed to them, so it just pops up their videos. I know there's more, but I'm totally drawing a blank, so I'm sorry if I forgot someone. And these are people that are, constantly uploading, so you'll find lots of stuff. I was going to do like music, but there's just way too many, and we'll do that in another. Someone wanted to know my favorite TN companies, like my favorite Traveler's Notebook companies. So the first one is like the one, the only, the original Midori Traveler's Notebook. That's, you know, like that was my number one. Foxy Fix. Love Foxy Fix. This is a Foxy Fix. Lady Falcon Traveler. I'll just put TN, Traveler's Notebook. Lady Falcon. Monique makes beautiful notebooks, and she does, like, all of her stitching is done by hand. Those things are beautiful. Chic Sparrow. I have had many a Chic Sparrow in my day. I've got some unique ones. A couple of, what was that passport I have? It was like a VIP one. Actually, it was the last VIP one. Boho Cottage. I love Cat at Boho Cottage. I only have one left from her. I have a, it's personal size, but it fits B6 slim inserts. But it'll fit both. It's a beautiful mustard colored. Let's see, who else? Oh, Sojourner. Rowena over at Sojourner makes beautiful, beautiful notebooks. And one thing I love about them is they're very light, they're very thin, they're quite great. And the last one that I really love are these Moterm. Like, I have been in this thing since the day I got it. And the only thing that happened is I got a little blue ink fleck. Now I know I can probably get that out using like a leather cleaner. I just haven't bothered. So those are my favorite Traveler's Notebooks. I guess that's question 10, and 10 had a 10B. Someone want to know some of my favorite rings. I've tried very few rings. I've had, I have Filofax, I have a pocket Filofax, and I have a personal Filofax. I've had Foxy Fix pocket rings, and they're beautiful, beautiful. I just felt guilty having the two that I had, and I wasn't using them, so I sold them, and they're at forever homes. And so Filofax, Foxy Fix, and the only other ring planner I've had, I still have one. It hasn't sold. It's a Mystic's Little Gifts. That's what it is, and it's a really nice little notebook. It's, you know, made out of a leather that's kind of like the creme brulee from Chic Sparrow or the butterscotch from Foxy Fix. It's a beautiful notebook. It smells great, you know. But so those are the only ones I've actually ever used. Those are the only 3 brands I've ever had, other than those cheap little plastic ones. Those aren't, you know, anything to write about. So there's that. So that's TNs, and that's rings. Okay, so number 11. Favorite supplies for planning and for journaling. Well, of course of all, you got to have a really nice notebook. I'm loving. I have a ton of these. These are the Traveler's Notebook ones that come inside the notebooks. I have quite a few Traveler's Factory, Midori, Traveler's Notebook, whatever you want to call them, blank inserts that I've never used that came with the actual leather notebook. So I'm in the process of using those up right now. So I'd have to say a good insert, like this, a gel pen. You know, I love gel pens, whether they be the Arteza ones, Pentel, Muji, Artist's Loft. I love those. I've got some wonderful new gel pens. This is a Jeffree Star cosmetic bag, but I've been using it to store a lot of my pens. Like, these are the new Arteza retractable gel pens. This is an Arteza glitter pen. This is an Arteza metallic gel pen. So I've been loving those. Let's go back to my little orange tab. fine liners. I've loved the Staedtler fine liners, and I just got a bunch of the new Arteza fine liners that I'm really looking forward to using. I've got them in 72 different colors. Brush pens, whether it be, I've got a couple of different types, whether it be the Tombow style brush pen or the Artist Loft brush pen, or I've got some Arteza brush pens. I love brush pens. What else? Watercolors. I'm a huge fan of watercolors. Actually, here, these are some of my, right here, some of my favorites. These are some of my favorite watercolors right now. They're from St. Petersburg, Nevskaya Palitra, the Bielej Noci. Nevskaya Palitra is the company that makes them. St. Petersburg is the brand, and the line of watercolors is the Bielej Noci, or the White Knights. And these are some of the, well, one of them isn't. This quinacridone gold is actually a Daniel Smith, but everything else, which I have in this palette, is, that's the Daniel Smith. Everything else in here is a St. Petersburg watercolor, and you can actually see their full pans. St. Petersburg watercolors are my favorite. Do I have my other tin? Here is my other tin. They don't come in tins like this. These are tins that I purchased on, there we go, on Amazon. And this is the original set. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You get 24 full pans in the original 24 set. I think there's a little 12 set that I have. And then these are full pans that I bought separately through an Etsy dealer. I don't like those big flaps on here, so I took those off. This, for me, is more than enough space for mixing colors. So this is your original set of colors that you get, and I wrote on them, like that's a Zilon green. They're beautiful colors. I wrote on the names of them on green, or that one that says green, and then Zilioni. I wrote it in English and in Russian, since they're St. Petersburg colors. I figured I should really make sure I learn the colors properly in Russian. But these are all of they're like the newer colors that they've released recently, like Venetian Red. I don't even know if I'm in the screen. Kind of. Venetian Red, that's Burnt Sienna, Quinacridone Rose, Quinacridone Lilac, Quinacridone Violet Rose, that's Violet Rose. That one's called Ruby, and you can see them here. Their Prussian Blue is just gorgeous. I like it better than the Daniel Smith, and I have the Daniel Smith Prussian Blue. This is the Ultramarine, or the Ultraviolet. Payne's Gray, that's a bad swatch. Yellow Ochre, that's the Daniel Smith Quinacridone Gold. This orange here is called Golden Deep, and then this is Sap Green. Their Sap Green is beautiful, beautiful. These are my go-to watercolors when I want like artist quality watercolors. Other than that, I'll use my Primas or my Jane Davenports. I've used my Jane Davenports a lot because I want to use those up. They're nice watercolors. Those are also the ones I travel with. Unless I want to take my good ones, and I take my 12 set of my St. Petersburg. It comes in a cute little white box. So watercolors, they're those. And of course, that means aqua brushes. And I just use the Arteza ones that I bought. And washi tape and a glue stick. And those are pretty much my, my favorite art supplies. Someone asked planner trends that I like and that I don't like. I'm not really sure if there are any planner trends that I don't like. I figure if it's something that you love doing and you're not hurting anybody, then go ahead and do it. I mean, I've been silly and you know, I got some cute little charms. Yes, they're not practical, but this is our home binder. This is my Filofax. And the thing I think is so funny and so ironic is the two ring binders that I use are not real leather. I use a Filofax Saffiano, and it's not a real leather. It just says Saffiano. It doesn't say Saffiano leather. It's pleather. And then I have a Filofax Pocket Domino Soft, which isn't leather either. So that's hilarious. The irony is not lost on me, but this is just our little home binder, and I've got die cuts, and I've got vinyl stickers, and I've got, you know, stickers all over my inserts. Do I have any stickers on this monthly? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't remember if I did or didn't. Yeah, I do. So there you go. So I don't fill up my notebooks with a lot of ephemera. Now, this right here is like a journal. Now this I will. I think this is a bit extreme, but I mean, it's my journal. I do it for fun. Like I put in like a little card that Mindy sent when she sent me some stuff, and I tape in leaves and print photos, and you know, just do that type of stuff. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I wanted to match the color of this beautiful card and sticker, and I wanted to do something that was in the Mindy style. So yeah, so I don't have a problem if there's something that you love to do it. And then we're already at the last question, like number 13. My planner for next year, someone wants to know about. Well, that is in the works. And I'm not going to give anything away right now, but if you've watched like 12 or 13 videos back, there might be a little hint about what I'm going to use. But I will be doing a video in, late November, early December, where I will be setting up a few things. The month of November is incredibly busy for me. I have, 7 concerts. We have 4 performances of Giselle. I have a faculty recital at the University of Tulsa. We have a Tulsa Symphony concert where we have Robin Sutherland, an amazing pianist, coming back to play Mozart's Piano Concerto No. 24. And we're doing some other things on that concert. I think we're doing the Lutoslawski Concerto for Orchestra. It's like the Bartók, but I think a lot harder. Let's see. What else? Oh, we have a Tulsa Chorale concert. I know I have a church gig. And then, of course, there's Thanksgiving in all of that as well. And then we're going to be gone for a week. So we're going to be gone for a week for Thanksgiving. So that is going to be a blessing to see my family for Thanksgiving. It's been a really hard year. And so it'll be very nice to be able to spend some time with my family that lives over 1,000 miles away from us. So there you go. That's kind of all I have. I'm nowhere near finished with this insert. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pages left. Now, but then it also means I still have to journal on these as well. So once this is finished, I will do a flip through of it before I start my next journal, just so you can kind of see what I've done, because my journaling style this year has really taken a drastic change. I started probably over the summer, just in August, just wording with some cute little photos of the babies. And then started, yes, it took a massive, shift. And I'm in the process of discovering my style, and I'm loving that. So there will be a flip through of the journal before this, because more than half of that is just words and some printed photos, and then there's this. So that will be coming in November sometime when I finish this. So there you go, my first questions and answers. And I didn't film a face to camera because this is how you're used to seeing me. Just, you know, my chunky hands on my chunky notebooks. So if this has been enjoyable for you, and I never ever say this, if you like what you saw here today, you know, please click that subscribe button, hit that bell notification for when I release videos. I try to get at least one video up a week, sometimes more. In the next few weeks with the performing schedule, it's probably only going to be one video, but like over the summer I was releasing 3 videos a week, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I had a little bit more time. So there you are. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.